Good day. Start date 3/29/2020. I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman that I listened to from my grandparents when I was 14. That's 42 years ago. Think about that. 42 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. And he used to work in the government. Matter of fact, he used to work in the Federal Reserve. The beast, the belly of the beast, ladies and gentlemen. This is our enemy. Let me give you a little story here for you that are younger, what America used to be like. Okay? In my time, when I was growing up, when we didn't have computers, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have video games. None of that. We just had a telephone. As a matter of fact, in 1967, we moved to a small rural area out of the city of Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, again, out of the belly of the beast, Hollywood. Thank God my folks, or my mother decided, because anyways, decided to get the F out of there. Thank goodness my grandparents had left the shithole Los Angeles. Yes, I'm so freaking glad that I grew up out of that fucking crap hole. Yes. So, now let me get back to what I was saying. I started pondering there. Anyways. So, for us to contact our friends when I was a kid and a teenager, we actually physically had to pick up the phone and dial their number. And if they didn't answer, then you had to get on your bicycle and ride over there to see if they were home. And a lot of times, you know how you could tell if they were home? Their bicycle was in the front. So anyways, now, our mindset growing up was we didn't trust the government. We didn't trust the government. We didn't trust the government. And let me rephrase that. We didn't trust the people in government. We didn't trust the people in government. The people in government. And there was good reason, because they have had a long history, not only before this country was developed, after this country had been developed. It fell right back into the despotism of the bankers and the criminally minded people, acting and representing as good ones and leading us down the road of self-destruction and depleting the wealth from this nation into other nations, turning us into a self-destroying nation. They've been doing this for a long time, since 1871, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to do something on the fact of that one. So, I'm sure you heard this, why people hid their money in their mattresses and in wooden boxes in the wall or in the dirt, because they didn't trust banks. And there was good reason for that, because I don't know how they keep doing their slick. I got to hand it to you guys if you're listening. You're some pretty good fucking slick rope-a-dope fucking criminals. Every time people start, this is amazing. It blows me away. I don't care what it is. If it's by war, by virus, by the fucking invisible man, or a fucking alien. Seriously, they get your trust back to them. Why would you trust the very enemy? And these people, your enemy. It's not the government. Government has nothing to do with it. It's just a building with a name on it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the perpetrators in the halls of those buildings. We need to start calling them out by their names. Yes, their first names, without the surname in front of it. Because they hate that, because they love being called their power or what they are. President, vice president, a lawyer, attorney, a cop, officer. Yeah, Your Honor. Fuck them. That makes them hierarchies. Class division. Oh, but we don't have that in America or in the modern days. Are you fucking kidding? There ain't nothing different than what it was before. And they fooled you once more. Didn't you get it? Didn't you get the memo, ladies and gentlemen, in history, that they hoodwinked you by having the monarchies disappear? Like, you're in control, people. Well, in the fucking back rooms, in the alleys, these people were still doing their deals, having their co-op people do it for them. And pay. Why do you think that these people get paid dearly? Isn't it kind of odd that they say that this and that and they're for the people and we love you, right, Nancy? We love the people. Yeah, because you got a fat paycheck from us. And it's guaranteed for the rest of your living miserable life, you worthless piece of shit. All of you. And you know who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about, you fucking low-life criminals. You're worse, literally, than fucking Al Capone. Yep. Al Capone. I could name all kinds of criminals that you're actually worse than. You know that? Even worse than Jeffrey Dahmer. That's a good one, huh? Yeah. Or how about Richard Ramirez? Maybe they weren't such criminals after all. We shouldn't call them criminals. We could call them murderers or just fucking crazy people. But these people take the cake. They're the masters of destruction. Destruction of nations, destruction of people. We have psychopaths running the world. And here I am going off again. Back to the Federal Reserve. So, Eustace Mullins, I never can say his first name right. Eustace Moulin, actually. It's a French name, per what he said. Anyways, let's go back to what I was going to tell you. We never trusted these people. We didn't trust the people in government. And it was barely that they got a vote. That's why. Don't you get it? People barely voted because that's participating in their game, okay? A lot of bills didn't pass because people wouldn't vote. They couldn't get the consent of the people. And remember this. People say, well, silence is also a vote, ladies and gentlemen. It's a vote of no consent. Remember that. They fooled you on that one too. A no vote. It's a wash. They have to throw it in the fucking laundry basket if nobody votes. Don't you get it? My dad used to tell my son, don't vote. I'm like, that's crazy, Dad. And then finally I got it. As he said, well, if they don't get a vote, then they can't continue on because they lost the confidence of the people and they don't have their consent anymore, which that's time for to revisit the Declaration again and present that to the people, to present it to the criminals that we're taking it back. It's going to be ours again, once more. And if this does happen, ladies and gentlemen, if we do ever get to take this back, the one failure that we did do in the beginning is we let loyalists stay in this country. And we didn't clean house. And I'm not saying fucking murder these people. That's unless they don't want to go and they're going to fight physically to stay. Then that's a different story. Let me just say this. When the revolution ended, and I know this because my family signed the Declaration in Georgia, Dr. Lyman Hall, on my grandfather's side, my mom's dad. They knew very well what was coming down the road in the future. This is why they warned us and warned us and warned us with all these great little tidbit sayings. You know that. These people aren't going to help us. You know that. Didn't you see they just fucking bailed themselves out again? And we're foolish. We're so scared of a fucking invisible virus. Swear on my life. I know people can't articulate this in their minds because they're little cowards, and that's why they're hiding in the fucking houses. Yep. Bless the people that go out. Virus or not. Because they're not going to let life stop them. They're not going to let criminals stop them. It's going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. So first off, let's just put it this way. Our first thing that is the world's enemy is the central banking system that has succumbed the world. You can see it. All of the world has been sucking the dicks of these criminals, behemoths, these piranhas, these prehistoric sharks. Yes. That they get excited from the blood of us. Aren't we fucking done with this? What year is this? How long has humanity been on planet Earth? And we keep falling for these cocksuckers? They should be hanging from ropes right now. Matter of fact, they should have been hanging from ropes long before any of us have been alive, and caught them at their little scam deals that they've been doing. That's put us right on the direction of where we're at right now. The beginning. But people are too afraid. You know, in history, real warriors rode into battle because they knew they had to. No one ever knows the outcome when you go to war. No one does. Not even the one that looks like they are going to be able to be victorious. They don't know if they're going to actually be victorious, even if the odds are with them. It has been shown through history. Sometimes when the odds are the greatest, the ones least likely to succeed prevail. Not all the time, but a lot of time. And I can tell you right now, this isn't fear porn. I've been following this for an awful long time. This is exactly doing what they have scripted. And I can tell you right now, our future, if these criminal people, and it's a global network, see what they just did on a grand scale? Well, fight fire with fire. As if one of us stands up, the rest of the nations that are participating in this would stand up to quail those people. They would help. Long as their people still stay hunkered down and kissing their asses because they're afraid and please save me from this invisible boogeyman. Shit. You know, I actually thought about this a few times in my life, that if I actually was going to be alive when all this took place. My wish came true, unfortunately. Yes, unfortunately. But that's okay. For what is about to come, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get fucking ugly. They're going to keep us suppressed until we snap, and then they can bring in more draconian shit. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about it. FEMA, how many rounds of ammo did they get? How many how many plastic things look like they can put multiple bodies in? FEMA camps, Walmart, martial law, or it looks like it. Lock the nation down, lock the fucking whole country down and the world down. Wow. I'd say we're in some pretty dire straits by the very fucking criminal-minded fucking people that are doing this. And it's not just in America. And when you take these people down, you have to take them down like they just did to us on a global scale. Every nation has to participate hunting these pricks down like wild animals. Yep. But they even have a backup plan like that. If their plan fails, they're going to go hide and they're going to fucking push buttons and they're going to nuke us. This is how sick these people are. But that's okay. What should be done, ladies and gentlemen, remember this in history. This I have figured out about history. You know how many civilizations have been destroyed by us? And we walked away from them and then restarted up because of the same similar thing. These people got so greedy. They crossed over the line like this. And finally, the people snapped and destroyed everything that they could have and themselves and moved on and destroyed those people. Not all of them, because they're still here. And it's not just, oh, well, it'll just be like that again. It's just like this virus. How are they killing this virus? The same thing. Same concept. Let them hunker down, bury them alive wherever they're hiding. Make sure they never, ever, 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 ever can come out of their holes. I hope you have enough air and food supply for till your deaths. But that won't happen. You know that. And now my last 4 or 5 minutes. The people that serve this evil, demonic organization, criminal organization that we call the government, in the branches and in the military branches. First off, start off with this. If you're a true Christian, you wouldn't be serving in the military. True Christians don't serve in militaries. Thou shalt not kill under any circumstances. And man's laws, and I'm not a very religious person, but man's laws does not supersede your God's laws. And you know that. And you will be accountable for your actions under no pretenses or reserved pretenses. Just because you served man, that's a cop-out. I served the government. I have to follow man's laws. No, God's laws are first. He even told you that in his own book that he gave you, right? And here you are, dressed up, ready to kill. God, that line to being persecuted by the Almighty is going to be a long one with you people. More of you than the bad people that you are calling bad. Did you know that? You serve God first and his laws, or you're a violator of his laws already. Remember, man's laws, by his own words, in his own book that he gave you. You don't have the right to do that. Vengeance is his, isn't it? Well, shame on you. And you're going to pay dearly with your lives. Yeah. And repenting, you're still going to get punished. You're still going to get punished no matter what. I don't care what you say. I'll forgive myself. I'll ask for forgiveness. I'm sure you'll give it to you. But you're still going to get punished. Remember that. You're going to fucking get punished big time. If I was you, I would walk out right now. Tell them to go fuck off. My God told me to leave this fucking disastrous, murderous machine is what it is. And you will follow orders. Yes, you will. High command will tell you, an officer, and that will be carried out to the last man down the line. Even if it is killing your own people. Oh, I would never do that. Well, let's see. How many times in history that I could fucking pull out of my pocket that Americans serving in this criminal organization in the military stood there, took an oath, and then followed orders and shot at their own people. Yeah. Anyways, told you it was going to be long. I'm going to put the link below. Bless his heart, because he passed away in 2010, if I'm not mistaken.
For many years, the analysts...
Some of people don't like listening to him and whatever. He is who he is, and he is what he is, and he's not a practice, actor on stage like politicians. He's telling you the truth from his heart, from what he experienced and what he had found out, with lots of research, risking his life. They tried to kill this guy quite a few times. And then I wonder why. Why would they want to kill a guy? Huh? It's like Kennedy. Really. Sure funny. 7 days after he talks about the secret societies and the secret meetings and the secret this and the secret that and how they're so corrupted and then after that we all just crawled in our little caves and went, oh boy. That should have sparked off a revolution right there. Or a civil revolution. And grabbed these guys again, once again. 1871. I'll get into that later in another video. We should have hung these pricks. And then, in the early 1900s, by them inciting the First World War, we should have fucking grabbed them up again. And then the New York Stock Exchange crash, we should have grabbed them up again. In World War II, we should have grabbed them up again. We keep going after the wrong people, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we're in dire straits. Absolutely. What a great fucking weapon to use to get people off their backs. The whole world was coming unglued from these very people that are in charge. All of them. And then now we're cowering down, hiding, begging for them to fix the very shit that they created. What an insane society. You know what? We deserve every bit of what we get for fucking not responding properly. Everything is in the way we respond, and we've been responding poorly. I don't know what it's going to take to wake people up, especially in critical mass. I just don't get it. They must love being slaves. And they've been so brainwashed, they think they're not slaves. What are you right now? Hiding in a fucking house, and you have no idea if it's real or not, or what they're telling you. Nobody is out there in mass numbers, so we really don't know. And how do you know what they're telling you that you really died for? And how do you know that this virus hasn't been around for a while, which it has? Far longer than what they're telling you. Go look it up. Go look up. There's a patent that was made and designed right here in Devil's Land, USA. Yeah. I think this place has become a sanctuary, America, a sanctuary of criminals. And unfortunately, a lot of you ain't going to like this. Do you know why they're criminals? Because we're criminals. No, we're not. I'm good people. I go to church and this and that. I believe in God. And well, then you're supporting criminals, so you're a part of the problem. You vote for these criminals. I only vote for the lesser of two evils, but you still vote for evil, dumb fucker. Listen to you, ignorant people. Yes. And then you're probably going to get mad at me for talking to you like this. How dare he? How dare you? Yeah, how dare you? Yeah. My question is, when are you going to rise up from lambs to lions and hunt these fuckers down like it's the last game you're going to be able to eat? Have a good day. I will put everything down below for you to read. and see.